And good morning, San Antonio. Welcome to the Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, broadcasting live from Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Going to be here for the next hour. We're going to talk about all things maintenance around the house. And what a wonderful show right before me with, let's see, David wasn't on there today, but Karen was there. I forget who she had on with her, but what was it again? Okay, Harold. Okay, yes. And he was so informative. I tell you, this is a way to start a Saturday morning. Catch the garden show on with David and Karen, and then come and listen to the Happy Handyman Show from Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. So, and I got a big show lined up today. We're going to talk about some gardening things. We're going to talk about events coming up. And so where do you find all this fun stuff going on? This is at Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. We're located at 2361 Northwest Military Highway, which is super easy to find, folks. It's just about 2 miles north of Loop 410, right past the light at Lock Hill, Selma. You'll see us on the right-hand side in a shopping center. Our name right above. We're almost right in the middle of the shopping center. We're 11,000 square feet of anything that you need as far as maintenance around the house, from lawn and garden, like we're going to be talking about, to tools. And we've got an event going on today with tools. You need to go to the tool department, talk with Dawn, let her show you what she is messing around with today. It is so cool. And then we have plumbing, electrical, hardware, and then paint. But the first 2,500 square feet, well, it's all dedicated to gift. And gift for, you know, if you want to get something for a birthday. And we have added so much in the children's department. And jewelry, fragrance. We have 12 different ways that you can add fragrance, either personally or in the home, or to do your laundry with. It is such, and you know why we carry so much? Because it's the #1 gift that people give. Because you just can't go wrong usually with a candle or with personal fragrance or anything like that. They'll tell you what they like, and we have it here at Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Okay, so let me tell you also that we are live streaming on Facebook right now, Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. I'm going to show you all the product that I'm going to be talking about today. And then if you want to go to our website, like say you don't live in San Antonio, or you don't come into San Antonio, and you would like some of the product that I'm going to be talking about, just go out to our website, which is happyhandyman.com. You'll see all the products. You can go check it out, and you can also have it delivered to your front door. And I get things out pretty quickly. I do all of this. I pack it, I pull it, and I ship it. And I usually try to get things out in a couple of days. So you usually have it in less than 5, because in the state of Texas, things, I mean, within 2 days you have it. Now, we are working on something special for that website. So those of you that are listening, we're going to start a free freight program. And I'm going to talk about it next week, because we're going to finalize it this week. So stay tuned for that, especially for those of you that like to shop, okay, on the internet. All right, let me tell you some new things that we have. Usually I talk to you about paint color and about new paint colors and coordinating paint colors. And I search all over the internet trying to find some really good color. But Ben Moore came out with a new pamphlet, and it has so many different, their top colors. And it is a beautiful pamphlet. And up at the top, there's 5 lines on it. Up at the top, it's got these light colors, which are popular for like trim and certain color schemes. And then in the middle is like good for walls. And then at the bottom, they're kind of accent colors. and they're good for special walls or if you like to do trim like that. So come by the paint department. If you are like, I always tell people, getting the paint is not a problem. Picking the color, it gives people nightmares. Now, and then if you're not positive about the color, then pick up one of the swatches. It's called Sure Swatch. It's a paintable clear film that is removable. It's adhesive on one side, but it's not like super sticky, so you pull the paint off. And you can put the paint on there, and it's a good size. It's like about a 10 by 12 piece of paper, and you can paint it and put it up. And I always tell people this is how I do this. If I'm thinking about painting a room and I'm not sure about the color, I paint an area like with this swatch, and I put it right in my eyesight when I walk past that room. So every time I walk past that room, I see that color. And if after a week I like that color every time I go by, then I know I'm gonna like it on my walls. And so you might try that too. Now, we have an event that is gonna be coming up starting next week, and it's called our Build a Basket, okay? We still have an event going on right now, which is, it's called, you fill a bucket, we give you a red bucket, and anything that you wanna put in that red bucket from the cleaning aisle is 30% off. And we still have buckets left. So as long as we have buckets left, we're gonna still do the sale. It was supposed to end today, but I think we have enough buckets to go through tomorrow, maybe Monday. So it's a great time. Like if you want to fill up on your cleaning supplies, why not get them at 30% off? It's great. But then starting next week, it's the 20% off the Build a Basket. And what that is we give you an Easter basket, and anything that you put in it from the gift shop, and it doesn't have to be Easter related, it can be whatever you want to give in an Easter basket, will be 20% off in there. And then it comes with a clear film, and we'll wrap it all and put a bow on it for you. It's really cute. And then, or if you want to, you can ship it. Now, I'm not a super big candy eater. It's just one of those things that I don't eat a lot of candy. But when I was at the Do It Best show a few weeks ago, I came across this one line called Yes Please. And it's handmade chocolates, okay? And they're broken pieces. And they are so good. We got 3 different flavors, great for Easter baskets. My favorite is the dark chocolate with salted caramel, but there's also a lemon, and then there's also an orange, I think. But it's called Yes Please. It's great packaging. If you wanted to, you could just put a bow on top. And when you're listening to the show today, you think, how in the world, I wish I knew all that stuff, or is there a place I could go to find all those tips? Well, yes, there is. And it's called The Best of Johnny Chook. And it's a book that we put out. This one's fairly new. Every time we put out a different volume, we take what was relevant for the other volumes and then add it to the current things that are relevant, and maybe there's new product that is better than the last thing. And one of the things right now, so it was warm, okay? So today it's chilly today, but it's gonna warm up again, and you're gonna be getting out and mowing the lawn. And maybe you put up your lawnmower and it had gas in it, and now it doesn't wanna start. Well, do you know there is a product called Start Your Engines? And you don't have to remove the gas. You spray this straight into the gas tank. You let it sit for a little bit, give it a couple of pulls on the lawnmower, and it will start every time. And you know where you can find those answers? Well, that's on page 18 of The Best of Johnny Chook. And there's all kinds of other things out there. All right, so let's get started. I told you where we're located. The store is going to be open till 6:30 today. Tomorrow we are open on Sundays, and we're open 11 to 5. Let me tell you some of the new things that came in this week. For one thing, how many of y'all have heard of the pink stuff? I mean, it is like all over the internet. and TikTok, and it just almost has like a cult following. Well, I decided, well, if everybody is asking for it, we might as well bring it in. So we have it. We have it in the little tub that's very creamy, and then we have it in a liquid. So, and we put it right up front. We got a great price on it. Everything is $6.99, and the tub, this is gonna last you forever. But they say you can use it on everything from stovetops, glass stovetops, copper pot bottoms, you know, like say you have Revere ware and you want to clean the bottom, tennis shoes, tubs, glass shower doors. So it's really it's super versatile. So you want, if this is something you've been looking for and you can't find it, well, we have it here at Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. Now, another thing that we just got in this week, because I just came back from Do It Best, is a new line of spices. And this is called the Bearded Butcher. I don't know, they have a big following on Facebook also, and so I wanted to bring it in. And so I tried all of them. There's 4 different ones. There's the original, there's bold, there's black, and then there's a butter one. So my favorite, because I tried them all on chicken, put all these chicken breasts out, and I sprinkled each one with a different one. My favorite is the original, okay? Now, the other ones are a little bolder, and if that's what you like, then you're gonna love those. I just lightly seasoned mine with the original, and it's really, really good. And it doesn't have any sugar in it. And these people really, the reason they call it Bearded Butcher is because they own a butcher shop. And the guys that run it all have beards. So I think it's kind of cool when a butcher shop will have their own seasonings. It's like granite gold. Okay, those people they're stonemasons. And so people kept asking them every time they would have the granite put down, what do I do to take care of it? So they came up with their own line. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be getting into. Yeah, it is a little chilly today, but there's no reason not to take a look at your sprinkler system if you have one, or if you don't have one, what you can do to water your yard well. So one of my new favorite things from Rainbird is it's called an in-ground sprinkler, okay? And it comes with their top rated impact sprinkler, okay? This is the one that even they use professionals that will use this. And this will water up to 5,200 square feet. So that is the size of most yards. It's more than what I need in my garden home, but I just crank it down a little bit. I put this in my yard when this first came out about 3 years ago. And I'm gonna tell you, sometimes this kind of stuff is really hard for me, but this was so easy to install. So this is going to be a permanent sprinkler in your yard. So you never have to come back and keep moving it back and forth, okay? You're going to dig a hole that you're going to be putting this impact sprinkler in, and then you are going to be hooking up something that will let you attach a hose to, okay? And it comes with a quick connect. And what is a quick connect? It allows you to attach your water hose with just a pop on and pop off. And that's all you're going to use. You're going to put this in the ground. You're going to then, you have to dig a hole. You're going to put this in the ground. Then you're going to backfill it, okay? And then you can then just attach your hose with this quick connect, and then you never have to move this again. And then what's nice about it is it will go down below your grass so you can mow right over it. So do you have a yard man? And how many times does he break your sprinkler heads? A lot, okay? And so I know that happens to my mom, but this is one that you can do, and they'll just roll right over it. It's really a really nice sprinkler system. I think it's so cool that they put their #1 impact with it. Now, how many of you would like to install a bubbler kit, or a drip irrigation kit, but you don't want it all over, okay? Maybe you just have some plants in the front of the house. Well, Rainbird has got you covered with that too. So they have this drip bubbler conversion kit that is so cool. All you're gonna do is you're gonna remove, say you have a sprinkler that pops up next to the house, and it takes care of all your landscaping that is close to the house. So you're gonna remove that one head, just completely unscrew it. And with the drip bubbler conversion kit, you're gonna get a new head that is gonna screw right down where the old one was. And it comes with this really specialized head that kind of looks like a spider on top. And then you're gonna get lots of tubing, and you're gonna get these little stakes. So you're going to put this one down, your one sprinkler head down, and then you're gonna take this tubing and go to wherever you want to drip irrigate. And then every time this sprinkler head comes on, you'll get, because this little manifold on top won't just like blow it out, okay? It will just softly drip to your other plants. So I thought this was so cool and so easy to do. Both of these are not very expensive, and will give you a little versatility in your lawn and garden. Now, let's say you have a broken pipe down in your sprinkler system, okay? Maybe something has happened and it's broken, and you don't want to have to remove and dig the whole thing out, okay? You know there is a way to take care of that, and it's called extreme tape, okay? Extreme tape is a self-fusing tape. And so what do I mean by self-fusing? It will bond over itself. It will handle all kinds of pressure, heat, cold. You can use it on, like if say you're out, keep one in the car, and your radiator hose all of a sudden busts a leak. You can wrap this around your radiator hose, and it will seal it to where you can get to wherever you need to be. And it's the same thing for your garden, okay? Say you have a pinhole leak or a break, okay? You can use this to wrap around that pinhole leak, and it completely seals it. It is considered a permanent fix, or you can just use it temporary. So I'm telling you in the garden, but let me tell you where else you can use it. Garden hose repair. Say you have a garden hose and something happened, either somebody ran over it or you got a little bitty pinhole leak, and this is your favorite garden hose. I mean, you paid $100 for it, and you just because you have a little leak, you don't want to have to get rid of it. Well, extreme tape works for that. You just wrap it around one time completely, okay? That will anchor it. And then you go and wrap every 1/4 of an inch, stretching and pulling as you wrap. And that's what starts the self-sealing. Like I said, you can do garden repair with it, sprinkler systems, plumbing repair. Have you ever had a leak underneath the sink? And it never happens like during the week. It happens at night. It happens when you can't get a hold of somebody. Well, if you can wrap extreme tape around it, it will hold. Radiator hoses, like I said, you can use it for electrical connections. You can use it for dryer vents. You can use it for cracked drain pipes. It's just, you can use it for power cords. Like say you are putting a bunch of cords together. You can wrap them so you don't have any problem with that. This is just, we have had this forever and it's so good, okay? Just so good. All right, now let me tell you what else. There is a tool, say you have a broken area, okay? And you want to take the sprinkler out and you have to remove it. There is a tool for that just goes down in it and you crank it around and you pull it out and then you can replace everything. So we're talking, okay, so but what if you like to hand water, okay? And you are looking for a new garden hose. Let me tell you my favorites. For a lightweight hose, Hydrotech has really seen, has most of these ribbon hoses, that's what they used to call them. They don't call them that anymore. Can you, let's see. This is the one that I like to use. Hydrotech. It lasts longer. It's super lightweight. It's got burst-proof hose in it, and the connections are all metal, so those never break. I return very few of these, and they come in a 25-foot all the way to 100-foot. Okay, super lightweight, so easy to use. Now, if you want a normal hose, like maybe you like something a little heavier weight, well, Never Kink makes a hose. This one, 50-foot, that I'm showing on Facebook right now. These are awesome. I have, and the reason they call them Never Kink is because they don't. You can leave, I tell people, roll it up when you're done with it. You can leave it out in the sun, but I like to put mine and I roll it up and get it out of the way. And I never have a problem with it. It never kinks. Yes, they are a little more expensive, but they last you for so long. I have one at my house that I bought that when I bought my house, which was, it's going on 11 years. And it still works great. I don't have any problem with it. It doesn't kink, and it does a real good job. They are going through a color change on these. So right now you usually see them in kind of a dark maroon, but they're going to go through a color change, but they're still the same hose. I'm also going to bring in a hose that you can put underground that is a sprinkler that will weep, okay? And you can put it underneath like all your plants and things like that. You can put it around your foundation and it would be there, okay? Now, they will not say that on the packaging, but I talk with the reps and they say that it would work great below the surface line. All right, so let's talk about one more thing before we take a little break. How many of you are getting ready to, you're gonna clean the driveways, you're gonna clean the deck, you're gonna clean the sidewalks, and you think, okay, I'm gonna get somebody to come and pressure wash. Can I tell you how hard that is on the concrete? The reason the concrete looks so good. Hi, Karen, you found me at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yay. A lot of my people, they were used to seeing me at 3 o'clock, and now I'm at 9 o'clock, and they're like, where is she? Hey, Karen, thanks so much for watching. 30-second outdoor cleaner instead of pressure washing, because when you pressure wash, you take off a layer of concrete, and that's why it looks so good. But then when you do, you leave the pores open and they get dirtier faster, okay? All right, let me tell you where we're located again. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. The store is going to be open today till 6:30, tomorrow 11 to 5. We're going to take a real quick break right now. You've been listening to the Happy Handyman Show on WOAI.
Good morning. Hey guys, I want to show you first off all the cute spring stuff we've just got in. It is very pretty and vibrant in here right now. There's all kinds of florals. These are a real touch tulip, so it feels very realistic. You could put these in a little vase or lay them out, give them as a gift. Another thing are these really pretty little butterfly containers. This one is a metal. We do have glass ones as well. And the little fern, you could put that in wherever you want. This would just look so pretty on your tables at Easter time. And speaking of table, I don't know how well you can see it on the video. This is a moss table runner. It looks very realistic and then all stretched out on the table with these flowers on top. It's so cute. About the only thing cuter than that are the bunnies. These little felted wool bunny figurines in 3 different variations. And their little flowers are bendable so you can pose them. This would be a real sweet little table topper. And let's see, also spring and Easter related. Today might be the perfect day to get one of these. We've got these new bracelets in. It's a line of handmade clay. Each little bead here has a very detailed scene in it. And these are the story of Easter. We've got them in adult and kid sizes. They are a real nice soft feel to them. They're stretchy. And then more importantly, on the back, it has a little pull-out card and it tells you what each bead represents. So you can use this to tell the story of Easter. And it starts with Palm Sunday. So come get them. Now we're going to show you some of our favorite, well, my favorite, mood cast candles. These are really, really pretty. Their fragrances are as pretty as the packaging. And the candles let off this really pretty iridescent glow when they're burning because of that glass. They have a lot of fun names too. Road Trip. They come in diffusers. This one's called BFF. Cute little gift, all that pretty packaging. And they come in linen and room sprays as well. This one's called Skinny Dip. It's very fresh and clean. These are a beautiful treat for yourself around the house, but they make great gifts because of their packaging too. And let's see what else. Do y'all know Nod Pod? The weighted blankets for your eyes. It's a very soothing, comforting thing you can just lay over your eyes if you've had a rough day. It's filled with these lightweight beads, so it gives just a gentle pressure. And they came in these new, pretty soft, neutral colors, but what's real cute is they called it their cafe collection. They're called mocha, espresso, and latte. The tops of the package looks like your little favorite coffee house drink. So if you know a coffee lover who needs a little rest and relaxation, get them a Nod Pod. And I know a lot of y'all buy cards here, and if you haven't seen the cards that we carry, we have a really beautiful line of cards that are handmade with lots of paper, 3-dimensional elements. This one is $10.95. I mean, sometimes you spend like $6 a card at H-E-B and they're just kind of plain. These have so much pretty detail. I mean, we sell these cards all the time. Everyone's always stocking up on them. There's birthday, celebration, wedding. There's even some that are really soft and beautiful for sympathy. So any occasion, we've got you covered with cards. And let's see what else. Let's go into the kitchen now. We just brought in some new charcuterie boards and serving pieces. This one is a brie baker from Twine. Nicely boxed. Again, great for gifts. And let me show you what it looks like. Open if I don't break it. It's a really pretty ceramic brie baker. Comes with a spreader. And if you were giving this as a gift, you could also pair it with some of the Fredericksburg Farms or the Stonewall Kitchen. We've got a hot pepper peach jam. Put that on top of your fresh baked brie. Serve it with crackers this Easter or any time. And now let's see. Oh, definitely cheddar Assaggio bites. This is everyone's favorite cracker that we have here from Stonewall Kitchen. And more food items. how many of y'all have seen our big chuck wagon here in the store full of beef jerky? If you haven't seen it, you need to come on in. It is the best tasting jerky ever from Iowa Smokehouse. The steak bites are real tender. This one is a brand new flavor. Mojo pork jerky. And I don't know what seasonings they put on it, but it is delicious. It has got the best flavor. There's the butcher's blend, smokehouse sausage. So lots of tasty treats you can put on your table this spring. And let's see. Oh, it's almost Fiesta time. We did bring in the Fiesta shirts for the ladies, but we got them for the little girls too. And we didn't leave out the boys. Very, very soft material. And we are about done for the gift shop part of it. So I'm gonna give you back to Trudy and y'all can learn more about your stuff. Share our video. Bye.
Okay. And we're back with a Happy Handyman Show. I'm Trudy Chook, and we're located at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. That's Johnny Chook's Home and Hardware. We're going to be open till 6:30 today and tomorrow. For your convenience, 11 to 5. Anything I talk about today, of course we have it here at the store. You know, I forgot to give you the phone number in the last half hour. It's 210-341-1573. So if you have a question about anything we're talking about today and you want to call the store, well then just give us a call and we'll be happy to help you. Now, this is a very special part of the show. We have Kale on right now. Kale is a trivia guru.
Sort of.
Yeah. Yes, you are. And he is also in charge of our lawn and garden area. And so today he's going to give us a little trivia and he's going to give us a gardening tip.
Okay, well, we're going to combine the two today. We've got, did you know that plant life would have a very hard time existing without lightning? The nitrogen in our atmosphere is in a form that's unusable by plants. It takes lightning to break it down into, I'll spare you the long chemical part of it, but it takes lightning to break it down into nitrates that are carried up by the plant to make them green.
So that's why, like, if we have a rainstorm and we get lightning, it seems like our grass
Everything
just
gets so green.
Yes, it just perks up.
That's exactly why.
And you can water and water and water. And of course that's important, but if we get a little God-given rain and a little lightning, it's
it's the lightning that really greens things up. So when you're looking for a fertilizer that to green up your lawn, look for the first number. That's the nitrates. That's the nitrogen. So the first number is, you can think of it as this way: up, down, and all around. Up for the nitrogen in the air.
Oh, okay.
Down is the second element that helps the root systems. And then all around is for disease resistance and the overall health of the plant. So that's what you're looking for. If you want to green up your lawn, look for the first number. If you're doing new transplants, look for a bigger second number. And then for just overall fertilizing, the last number.
You have learned so much.
I've tried.
What? Okay, what did you do in your former life?
I used to be a plumber, believe it or not. And I believe that's what you hired me for.
Yes,
first.
I did. I hired him because we needed a plumber on the weekends. Yes, because everybody's plumbing goes kaput on the weekends, right?
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much
welcome.
for that information. I can hardly wait till next week till you give us another little trivia thing.
Okay, I will wait. I'll be waiting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now we're going to start. Okay, we were talking about lawn and garden. And thank you. Now I want to talk to you about some other things around the house. Okay, how many of you have you ever had like a garbage disposal that clogged up? Okay, maybe it wasn't you, okay, but it was someone else that put something down the garbage disposal that shouldn't have gone down the garbage disposal. Well, I have a little tip for you, okay? And then we're going to talk about drains and stuff like that. On the disposal side, most of the time you have something that will completely stop it up in case you want to run water through there. And I'm not saying throw that away, keep that. But after I had a garbage disposal clog up like 3 times before I realized what it was, I decided to put in a replacement strainer basket. Usually what you see this is on the other side of your sink. Like if you have dual bowl sinks, you have the disposal side and it'll be a complete stopper, and then on your other side it can be one that you can drain through also. And so I got an extra one and I put it on my disposal side, because you know what can clog up your disposal faster than anything? Eggshells. I usually have a boiled egg in the morning. How many of you eat boiled eggs in the morning? Right now they say they're good for you. Who knows what they'll say next year? But so, and I would peel that egg over the water so it would peel easier, and I would let it go down the garbage disposal. I knew not to put pasta down there. I know not to put certain things that are a lot of strings and seeds and things like that. But I didn't think eggshells would be that big a deal until it was. And I had to take my plumbing apart 3 times to get the eggshells out of the part that goes sideways across to your drain. You've got this pipe that comes from the garbage disposal across and goes into your main drain. And there is a screen that's there so you don't get too much down there, and it will clog up really quick. And so I just decided I'm not putting anything down the garbage disposal. And so if that's the way you feel too, this little replacement basket is the best. I mean, you catch everything in it and then you can pick it up and throw it in the trash. Now, if that's not what you want to use, Danco makes one also called a kitchen sink drain and stopper, okay? And what it will be a stopper, and then you can turn the top of it and then it will drain. So if you want to come in and take a look at that, they both work pretty well. The little replacement basket is super inexpensive, but if you want a black one on the disposal side, Danco makes that, and I think they're about $12.99. Now, let's say I want you to keep this in your arsenal. You want to talk after everybody comes, maybe during Easter, you have some clogged drains. Everybody helps you, and maybe they're not as careful around your drains as you are, okay? So in the kitchen, usually what you have a problem with, if it's not eggshells, okay, is grease. People will clean off the plates and there's greasy residue, pots and pans, greasy residue, and then before you know it, you have a stopped up drain. Well, I'm real careful about what I put down my drains because my house is old. And it was built back in the 1980s. And I don't know what kind of shape those drains are in anymore. So I'm just real careful. And so I like to use a product called Drain Out. It comes in new packaging now. It's this really big, tall bottle. This is a quart size. And it will clear food and grease clogs. Okay? And it's super easy to use. You pour about 1/3 of the bottle or 1/4 of the bottle in. You let it work for 15 minutes, and then you run hot water down it. And it will clean it up. And it's so safe, super safe. They make one for the kitchen, and they make one for the bath. But the one for the kitchen is my favorite, okay? Super easy, and it's called Drain Out, okay? Now, let's say you have a clog in the tub, in the sink, in the bathroom. These, okay, we're gonna switch and go from kitchen to bathroom, okay? And then maybe even in the toilet, as long as it's just a small, like slowing, okay? Green gobbler. I know it has a silly name, and they have done a ton of advertising for this, which is good for retailers because it helps promote the product. But sometimes just because somebody advertises it and doesn't mean it really works. They've just done a really good job of advertising. But this green gobbler, it works so well. It comes in 2 different formulas. It comes in a liquid, okay, which is what I showed you on Facebook, and then it also comes in a powder. And in the powder comes with a snake. And you know what I mean by a snake. It's one of those little things that you can run down the drain and pull hair back up with. Because 9 times out of 10 in the sink, like the bathroom sink and in the bathtub, hair is a major contributor, okay? And then especially if you have some children at the house, the girls, and they've got real long hair and things like that, that's a major contributor, is the hair. And then soap scum. Soap scum gets around the hair, and then before you know it, you have a clogged drain. Well, this green gobbler will go through it all. It is amazing about how well it does with hair and soap scum. When my husband was still alive, his side of the sink would constantly get clogged up from the shaving cream. Evidently, shaving cream, once it goes down, it hardens really bad, and he was constantly having to unclog that sink. And so green gobbler would have been perfect for that. Okay, and in the liquid, it gives you 2 applications, okay? Super easy to hold, and it does a great job. And it's kind of the same thing. You put it in, you let it work, and then you flood it with hot water afterwards. Both of those are great. Green gobbler, strange name, but it does so good. Now, I'm going to tell you about another product. I cannot ship it, so don't look for it on our website. It is a heavy duty acid, okay? And it's called Clean Line, okay? This Clean Line is for your toilets and for your washing machine drains. You cannot use it any place else. Hey Charlotte, thanks for watching. You cannot use it anywhere else. It's that strong a product, okay? So with it being a strong product, you have to have a healthy respect for it. But let me tell you, if you have a clogged drain, I mean like severely clogged toilet, and nothing is helping, Clean Line can get it open where if you don't have a plumber, you can call. So let me tell you how to use it. And remember what I said, healthy respect for this product. It does a great job, but healthy respect. You're gonna use 1/3 of the bottle in the toilet, and then you're gonna flush your toilet. And then you say, wait a minute, Trudy, my toilet's not flushing. That's why I'm looking at this right now. I understand that. So you've got to get it down in the drain, because if it sits in the bowl, it's not helping anything, because your clog is not in the bowl, it's down in the drain. You've got to use a plunger to get the product down in the line. And then you're going to leave it alone for an hour. Then you're going to come back and you're going to flush your toilet. And if the toilet flushes well, just goes right down, doesn't come back up again, then you're done, okay? But if you flush your toilet and it just slowly, the water leaves the bowl, but then all of a sudden it comes back up again, you can do this one more time. 1/3 of the bottle, get it in the line, leave it alone for an hour, and then flush it again, okay? Now, I'm also gonna tell you this. If I have never seen anything that it wouldn't open. One time I accidentally, so stupid, they said if you put a magic eraser in the toilet, it'll remove the ring on the toilet. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I'm going to use that for the show. So I cut up a magic eraser into 4 pieces and I put it in the toilet. And it was in my downstairs powder room. And the next morning I got up there, the ring was still there. That didn't do a darn thing, okay? And so before I could even think, I flushed the toilet. And immediately the toilet clogged up. I went, oh no. Now I've got to call a plumber. So I talked to Dad about it and he said, try the clean line and see if it'll work. It finally did. But rubber, like that is part of any kind of sponge or anything like that, it does not go through. So I always tell people clean line will go through anything except like a rubber ducky. Like if somebody throws a rubber ducky down the toilet or they put a magic eraser piece down the toilet. I finally did get it to clear, but I had to use like 2 bottles of clean line. So it works really well. It doesn't work if you've accidentally put something plastic down it, and just use it like I say to use. Now, if after you use it, you still have to call a plumber, you need to tell them that you've used this because they're probably going to snake it and they need to know what you put down your drain. But I have never had any problem with it. It is strong and it works great on washing machine drains. We used to have this problem at the lake all the time, that soap scum would build up in that drain, and this works great on soap scum. Patricia, thank you for being part of the show this morning. Karen and Charlotte and Patricia, thanks for being a part of the show this morning. Okay, so let me give you some tips about, last week I talked to you about odors and things like that, and we talked about air sponge, we talked about BioZap, and how well those products work. Well, there is something else that you can use, okay? And it's called Fresh Wave. Fresh Wave is something I like to tell people, like if you've got an odor in your kids' tennis shoes, or you've got an odor in their backpacks, or anything where their skin is going to come in contact with it, that's not where you're going to use an air sponge. Air sponge is great like for in the car. If it was a previous smoker, if you spill something in the car, my mom and dad spilled beans in a car one time when they were going to a picnic and it stunk so bad. Okay, well, they used an air sponge and BioZap. But an air sponge is not something you can put in your kids' shoes. It's not something that you can put in their backpack when they're doing athletics. But Fresh Wave is. Now, the one I'm showing on Facebook right now, this is like the gel that you would just put out in a room. And the Fresh Wave is kind of cool because it comes in fragrance. And I know sometimes when I talk about getting rid of odors, I talk about neutralizers and that you're not trying to replace one odor with another. But Fresh Wave also neutralizes and leaves a soft fragrance. So it comes in lavender, which is one of my favorites, and then it comes in orange, it comes in lemon, and then it also comes in their original, which is a very piney smell. So if that's something that you like, then you're gonna like the original. They also have detergent. So like if you have somebody maybe works in an area like in an oil field, or they work in a very dirty, like if they have a garage or something like that, and their clothes get so dirty and they smell, and just washing in them doesn't really cut it, they have a booster that is very good, and it helps neutralize the odor while you're cleaning their clothes. They also have little gel packs that are nice to put in kids' tennis shoes and in their backpacks. So when they throw their athletic clothes in their backpack and their backpack starts to stink real bad, we're coming into an area where they're going to start doing track and it's going to be hot and they're going to stink, and this is good. So We have it on an end cap with the air sponge and the BioZap, so take a look at it if you're looking at that. Okay, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. How many of you are going to have new drivers this spring in your house? And getting and parking in the garage is difficult for them. Maybe they pull in too far and they bump the front of the garage, and maybe you have stuff in the garage. I have a huge piece of furniture that would not fit in my house. Who knew when you bought a garden home that everything was smaller? The doorways, the hallways, everything, okay? But it is. And so I could not put, oh good, Debbie, come on in. Debbie says she's coming in for the booster. And so I have this piece of furniture in the garage, and I used these parking targets in my last house because I had a lot of storage in this double garage, and I have a double garage even in this small garden home. And so I like to park a certain place so that it gives me a lot of room to work on my workbench, to try out product. I do a lot of product stuff at home, and doing furniture and trying out paints, and I like to have a lot of room. And then I have an extra refrigerator out there. But say you have a new driver, and when they come in, they're not that great at parking yet. They just need a lot of practice. If you will put one of these parking targets down, they can roll up to that. They will know, because it will stop them, okay? And then it will stop them from going too far in the garage, okay? And it's great for, like, if you have to put 2 cars in the garage. I don't have to do that. Max doesn't have a car. But if you do have 2 people that want to park in the garage, these are great to help everybody stay in their lane, okay? So that you can park 2 cars in the garage, okay? It's just a little tip that I wanted to share with you. And I cannot believe, but a whole hour is gone. All right, let me tell you where we're located. We're at 2361 Northwest Military Highway. I hope you come by and come visit with me today. I'm going to be here today to 4 o'clock, but the store will be open till 6:30. The number is 210-341-1573. And that's it for this week, folks. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and get busy on some of these projects we've been talking about. But by all means, you remember one thing. It will always be a great day to paint. See you next week.